Hey there, Selective Collective. This is Kim with your messages for today. I just want to say, too, I got confirmation in a strange way, by another video that I saw. I don't know if you remember, there was a Selective Collective message on when the new Earth would be here, the ascension, and I didn't get a timeline. I got like a when the scales tip past 50%, that you're going to see more of a change. And then I almost feel like I'm getting confirmation that this is a message that is true to its core, because I saw it in another video that is very different than my channel, and it was a Galactic Federation of Light channel. But it was after I'd gotten that channeling. They posted something on that exact, like they got the same message basically of the 50%. So I just want to reinforce that, because there is something about the percentage. The percentage. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was really cool when I get confirmation through channels that aren't even, they're not tarot channels, and I'm definitely not one who's like, I'm Galactic Federation, I'm not. I don't get that type of message. But it was interesting to see that they had the same message coming through. So we're obviously very connected here with this ascension thing, this new Earth thing, no matter what, no matter where you're at. But I had to hop on here really quick before I do my private readings, because I have a main message that was coming through a couple of times for me to give to you. And when I see something get reinforced a couple of times in different areas of my life, then I know it is a message to pass on for sure. And the word here, we'll just use an old, I'll just use an old envelope. This is the word that came through, okay, for you all. Fail safe. Fail safe. They really want me to talk about the word fail safe. Okay. In a device, as a device, a failsafe is something that prevents ultimate failure, or that stops a catastrophe, or that makes it impossible to fail. So you could see this on, devices, on maybe electronic devices. So there might be a failsafe. It might be as in, it was coming across to me as a metaphor for what spirit or the divine is doing in your life. I think you have many examples in your life of a failsafe, meaning something goes wrong in your life, and then spirit will come in, your angels will come in, there will be some sort of miracle. You'll look at it or view it as a miracle. You have they're saying that you have a lot of fail-safe spirit mechanisms going on in your life. They happen all the time. They're things that intervene. They can be in the form of other people, other souls that come in. Just an example of something that could be a fail-safe in your life would be, say if you have somebody who has a lot of maybe they're worried they have to pay their rent. They don't have, maybe they have children, and maybe they're in a situation where they, I don't know, food assistance gets messed up, or just say that they're on a road where they think, oh no, something has gone wrong. Maybe somebody's lost their job. They don't know what to do next, and then this person enters their life, and they offer some sort of relief, a way to maybe make some extra money to get through the time that they thought was going to be ultimate failure or ultimate ruin, right? that person, that is part of the divine plan. It was a failsafe, and it was placed in your life because truly you can never fail. That's their main message, is Spirit is not going to let you fail. It's not going to let you fall. You've come way too far, and you have way too much faith, and you have way too much light to share for a big purpose. So they have let me know that they have put a lot of fail-safe interventions in your life. If there is somebody that has felt down and out, maybe they made a really bad mistake, maybe they really feel like they messed up their life, and maybe they can't get hired somewhere easily, right? Maybe somebody's really down and out because they're a good person, but they did something wrong. And then all of a sudden this talent, this ability comes online. That's their fail-safe. That's their fail-safe. It helps them. It gets them through. It's something else they can lean on. There's something about letting go of always trying to hold on to the material world for your safety, because that's not usually where you end up finding it. You usually end up finding it in these miracles, and these extra people that have influence, and these skills, and these gifts, and these abilities. Those are your fail-safes. Sometimes they just kick in when they're needed. In essence, you can look at, I think, the big picture as Spirit, your guides, your angels. They are your fail-safe for this. And the reason that I'm getting is because the mission is big. The mission is big, and your light is big, and it is needed, and anything and everything will be done so that it can be maintained. And that's another definition of the word failsafe. Actually, when I was looking at it, was something can be almost ruined and then be returned to a state of normal as a part of a fail-safe. And so that's another thing, is like the person that messes up or feels like they've messed up royally in life, and then something comes along and kind of like restores that person. And we can say, well, it was their faith, it was their belief in themselves, it was their confidence, and all of those things would probably be right and valid. But on the whole, it is Spirit saying that you each and every one of you have a fail-safe implanted in your life, and in various different points, and you're not going to lose. If you are somebody who has lost your, I'll say, an experience of losing your insurance, your health insurance, and you have a health problem arise, and it's something that you just don't feel like you would be able, you might not be able to pay for it. You don't know what you would do at this point. There's going to be an intervention. There will be either a miracle intervention, a miracle healing. There will be somebody that teaches you about how to heal yourself. There will be education on what naturally you can do. There will be basically a divine detour, another route to take to get you to your success. You will not fail. Spirit is not going to let you fail. It's so important to hold on to this as more of this is a knowing, this is definite. This is not just on faith or hope. This is part of you. Your miracles, your blessings, your serendipities, your synchronicities are all parts of this Spirit, divine, fail-safe protection system. So, I loved it. When I got it, I was like, well, what an interesting message. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to pull something small. Let's pull from the White Light Oracle, because I do want to get onto my private readings and get those done and sent out. But yeah, so it made me feel better. It was like, well, this failed safe. And interesting, the first time I saw the word failsafe, okay, so I'll tell you, it randomly came into my experience by different movies that had no relation to one another. They were about very different. One was a horror movie, okay? And the other was like a lighthearted sci-fi alien movie. They were unrelated, and I had to search for each one. And the word failsafe came out in both, and I was like, yep, that's what it is. It led me down the rabbit hole of figuring out was that. So the first movie, though, was, maybe you can relate to this. It was about an alien that came to Earth and crashed his spaceship, and he had what he called a failsafe. It was this stone that had a lot of energy in it, and the stone was what was responsible basically for powering this spaceship. Of course, he had to have all the other parts around it, but it essentially was a failsafe because that's all he needed to get back. He called it his failsafe, his special stone that would get him back home. Find that interesting too, just being in the mix of spent many years on Earth trying to fit in. He was so funny. He would repeat like what other people would say, and it looked strange on him to say some of this like he would he would try to fit in his best, but my goodness, he was definitely an alien and was not able to fit in very well, but took a human form, however. And then I don't necessarily remember the other one, but because I just literally hear the word failsafe in the other movie that I decided not to even watch, and I was like, but that's the message. That's the message, failsafe. All right, so I have your first card is Spirit Owl, number 20. Perhaps you are a failsafe for somebody in their life too. You know, that's also very possible. Yeah, just sometimes a word of encouragement and some happiness brought into somebody's life is their failsafe. It's what stopped them from either spiraling or gave them the hope to recognize the faith and divine interventions that could be available to them, but they just had to persist and move on, right? They just had to go forward in life, and sometimes they just need somebody to tell that to them, and you could be that somebody, and that would make you very special in my eyes. Yeah, somebody that goes around giving words of positivity, encouragement, is a very special person to me. So the Spirit Owl is number 20. It says recalibration to a higher order of divine purpose is in progress. It is not always a smooth ride, but it is safe to be fearless as you gently hold space for new ways of thinking, living, and seeing to emerge. You are encouraged to let go of opinions and belief systems that no longer support you in higher frequency states. You shall soon recognize a truth that cuts through the confusion and frees you to proceed with love, peace, and higher understanding. The Spirit Owl is the wisdom bearer, the one who actually perceives the intended meaning. So the Spirit Owl is the one that can read between the lines. They have, I would say that this is indicating a really strong gift of clairvoyance and discernment and awareness. This Spirit Owl is a message bearer that says that if you receive this oracle, it is a positive omen for your future, a sign that something seemingly impossible or impenetrable situation is unraveling. Hello, that's your failsafe. Sure. Oh, and it's the sun. Yay. I heard it's going to be a beautiful day today, so I am excited to get out and walk today. Okay, so the sun. Yeah. You have what it takes. You are a light bearer. Within you is healing power and spiritual wisdom you can tap into to find your way through any confusion or doubt. Have confidence, know that you are enough, and expect an affirming yes from the universe here. Generating its own light, the sun is the luminous energy here. beautiful. If you receive this, says sometimes you don't realize your own strength until circumstances force us to find it out. It's about tapping into your own potential, allowing your light to help light others and shine bright no matter what is happening around you. This inner light is coming here to tell you to rely on your own wisdom. So it's interesting being right next to the spirit owl. This is when you recognize yourself as a higher being of light. And the sun is the leader energy. It's the leader. It's the health, growth, the happiness. It's comforting. Comforting. And then as I say comforting, I have the Deer of Delta, which definitely is about comfort, comforting, gentleness. It's about not having to force what you want. It will come to you, basically. Yes. Okay, Deer of Delta, without any force, you can overcome even extreme negativities. Your real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its own unique way. You do not need to become something that you are not. You can confidently and effectively invoke spiritual protection from the light. You can never be dominated or bullied at a spiritual level because the real you is always empowered and protected in light. Nice. Nice. Okay, this is the realm of deep sleep, by the way. So, the delta waves. The slowest and most stabilizing of all brain waves. It is the state in which the body is recovering from illness, and I know I'm not the only one. I know I've heard from you all that people have been experiencing some rather intense spiritual ascension symptoms, physical symptoms, and there's other readers too that have been experiencing these. I think this sometimes even comes in the form of even allergies being a little, because everything is more intense. And so this time for rest, relaxation, and getting your brain into the delta, you can look up delta frequencies. That might help. But to encourage you, it says this oracle is the guidance that the healing is not going to come from logical sources. It actually requires you to have a deep letting go and restructuring from within. Consider how you value and encourage deep restorative sleep and regular retreats as part of your lifestyle. And that is so important to do. Oh my goodness, I've been doing this since I was little. I have been embracing sleep since I was very little. Like, we had every picture I can even remember on vacation. There's usually one of me sleeping broad daylight. I was on a cruise boat when I was 7, and they left me in the room because they left me in my room by myself. My sister, because for some reason my sister went somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe they broke it up for the kids where she was older, so she went with a different group. And then they left me to sleep while my parents were out like swimming around, snorkeling, and they were supposed to wake me up with a very loud phone that was in the quarters. And that phone, they were getting concerned because they kept alarming to this room and this little girl is not waking up. They get so worried that they have to break into the room, and they realize that, oh, no, she's there, she's safe, she's just sleeping. And so I was just always and still am one of those people that, like, when the call to sleep comes, that's where I'm at. I can be in the middle of the city, and and it's not narcolepsy, it's not it's not like that. It's just like when I know I need to sleep, I sleep. And I think maybe that if you relate to that story too, maybe it's because when we're a little bit sensitive, we get very overwhelmed with bombardment of energies. And so sometimes we just have to shut down. But sometimes we just have to turn off the light. Right. Yeah, so that's funny. That's something that I've always always done. I think it really helps people if you can be able to do that. Anyway, I absolutely don't even remember it. I remember the cruise boat, but I don't remember the details of, I definitely don't remember them trying to wake me up. So, funny. Sleeping Kim. Maybe I could be like Edgar Casey and put a book under my pillow and see if I can become a genius with all this sleep that I do. Maybe. All right, let's see. Oh, if you don't know who Edgar Casey is, let me just add that. I think that there's a retreat for Edgar Casey, something in Virginia Beach, I think. And I would love to go there, and I'm kind of like right near it. I don't know why I don't, but it is. This was the sleeping, they called him the sleeping prophet or the sleeping psychic, because he would sleep and he would channel what people needed to do, like for their health, natural things to relieve themselves. There's a little controversy in the story, surely, but he claimed as a kid that he was able to put books underneath his pillow, and he didn't really have to study anything. He found that when he slept, he absorbed the knowledge. I don't know why, but the part in me wants to say that might be true. There might be some kind of special energy that he was able to tap into, or an ability that he was able to do. I don't know why. Because I'm open to that being a possibility. That's probably why. So I have the sapphire, the mental force, spiritual insight, hope and faith, wise judgment, power and strength, kindness, life of the party, extroverted, motivate, precious, valued, holy, divine favor, beautiful. Declaration says defiance, reclaiming power, sovereignty, contract. That's interesting. Contract. Maybe that's why there's also a failsafe in your life in many different points, right? You don't die when you want to. There's fail-safes. They're not going to let you. Resolve. Expressing truth, manifesto, self-rule, liberty or death. Changing the rules of the game. Challenging the status quo. 179 out on the board. 2016 and 26 also. 9 says stamina, endurance, talent, repetition, effort required, on your toes. Honing a skill, laser focus, poison grace, tread lightly, a balancing act, pursuit of the arts, expertise. I have 50-50. Look, I'm really going to relate this to that last, to the last reading that I did with the Ascension message, because it just makes sense. The message through the whenever we get into the new earth was, you're going to notice specific changes when it tilts over past 50%. And I think that they're literally saying that there is this choice, though, of what energy you want to embody. You're here for the whole long haul, though, but you still, during that time, you have this choice. I think that's what that's meaning. The 50%. Yeah, I have very likely. Okay, so confirmation. That's what they're talking about. There is specifics to that. Broken vase, hardship, misfortune, and overcome. Now, change of state, a burden, disappointment, adversity. It's underneath the owl spirit. And the owl spirit had the message that a very impossible situation, something that you do not see any way out, or you do not see a solution to, is going to be overcome. And so that's probably why it is underneath the owl. I don't really believe in coincidences. So let's do one more row here. Family. Soul family, family. Loyalty, faithful, allegiance, parents, children, siblings. Fidelity, commitment, trust, affection, support system, your tribe, dependable, sincere, and kindred spirits. Reclaiming power, bringing the peace back, possibly. Olive branch, truce, coming to terms, de-escalate. I think it's peace offering, winding down. So this mental force, this power and strength, and then you have the fishing pole underneath it. Self-reliance, extending oneself, poetry in motion, mentoring others. Very important message, because you have so many opportunities throughout your day to be able to help somebody. Mentoring somebody can be as simple as, no, you can do this, you've got this, or did you see what kind of talent you have here? That can be like a little bit of a mentoring in a way. You can really change somebody's life just by those little things that you say. You are very capable. It says you're very capable. You have a lot of experience with self-improvement and accomplishments in your life. And it's time to maybe explore that. Explore how good you are at that, right? Okay, I have grapes, abundance, bearing fruit, harvest, fertility, prosperity, enjoying the fruits of your labor. Oh, nice. Giving us a time frame with the very likely, and I think it is tied to some sort of abundance, because we do money, finances, things like that come into our lives in different ways. Some of them can seem miraculous, but there's something here that's going to be very fruitful for you by these autumn months, or around autumn. I would say the September, October, November, that something might be very likely to have you in this place where you're actually enjoying everything. So tell me about broken vase. Give me something for the broken vase. You're going to fix and heal your situation. Oh, it's the failsafe. The failsafe says, in one definition, that whatever was meant to like completely break it down, break you down, will step in and restore yourself. And not to get all biblical, but in Revelations, it does say that, you know, the purpose of the second coming, which I honestly think it's more, I think it's more about a consciousness, but that's just my opinion. But when these times come where that energy is permeating and there's a lot of love, it's supposed to restore the soul. And I feel like this is talking about that energy, is what I feel, because it says to make things right, to mend, to restore. So whatever problem you're going through, whatever adversity you're facing, whatever kind of setback you have in your life, just know that your life will be restored. You will overcome any setback, and you will always get through a tough challenge, a cycle where there's, sometimes it feels like it's never ending. I know this to be true. I know this to be true. I'm still on the wheel too, just like you. But I also have this extremely, I don't know where it comes from, optimistic point of view. I have had that optimistic point of view pretty much my whole life. So I believe it's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right, and that it always is. And so there we go. There we go. All right, angel number message to close out this beautiful reading. $15. Oh, nice, because it's I just happened to put it here, and if you see the I'm wise, and this is wise judgment. Okay, so nice. 15, your love for others is powerful, and you are able to spread your gift of support far and wide. Your curious and social nature brings you into contact with a variety of people, all who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. Yes, I'll read this one, but I want to pull another one. So, master number 55, look at all these fives here. Substantial change is in your future. Embrace the change. A need to overcome your insecurities and let go of your fears. I'm evolving. Main word here they're wanting us to pull out is overcome, because it's right in alignment with this. Overcome. Overcome. One more. 19. Oh, yay. Because, and then some more 5s on the bottom. But this 19, I associate 19 with the sun energy, even though it's a 16, because the sun is it's the leader, it's the pioneer, it's the one out on the front, it's the one willing to try things that no one else has tried. And then they end up being followed themselves because they are this light. They're a guiding light. So 19, independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and work, and you aren't afraid to take the big risks to achieve the life you desire. I am a pioneer. And the words that are coming out twice here from this one and then this card are capable. So that's another thing is to pay attention to. And then they're just really wanting you to know how wise, how much wisdom you have. 25, you have a great ability to take in and process information. Maybe you want to experiment like Edgar Casey did and put a book under your pillow of some hard, like I would do some hard physics or something like that. You never know, guys, until you try it out. And how do you know if you have a gift or talent? Until you try it. Maybe. I don't know. Give me your report back if it works. I want to know what's your trick, what's your secret. So you have the ability to process information on both conscious and subconscious levels. Your curiosity is endless, and your desire to dive deep into a variety of subjects will bring you an immense awareness of the world. I am intelligent, and I want to pull something from the Heaven or Hell Oracle. Obedience versus war and strife. And the obedience card is obedience to what? You decide, 50-50. Or which side? Obedience to the divine path is going to bring you divine blessings. And that's just kind of a evil, yeah. You know, and the reason why sometimes I feel like it's very mathematical. Like, obedience to your divine path, embracing the light. That doesn't mean avoiding mistakes. I mean, it can be to some degree, but it involves you being on a light path, which puts you mathematically in alignment for these divine blessings, maybe more fail-safes in your life, because that is the side that's being truly supported to overcome at this time. We all kind of know that. So I think it does put you in alignment with more divine blessings. So there's the divine blessings. 34 and 8. What else? What else? Patience versus laziness. Patience versus laziness. Fountain of wisdom on the bottom. And then love and wisdom. So love and wisdom and fountain of wisdom. So you have a good awareness of what is true. And you feel this as a resonance probably within your heart. All right, so that's what I have. I'm sending you love and light. Bye.